Good morning, everybody. I'm Peter Clausi with Investor.News, and we're back again with one of my favorite companies. I say that, but I actually mean it. Marcy, how are you today?
I'm great. How are you?
Good. I love quantum critical minerals because you're doing science, right? So
Yes.
what's the best science you're doing these days?
The best science. The best science we're doing is we are taking an unconventional ore material, mica, and transforming it into something useful. Usually, mica ends up in a tailings pond because it creates a whole bunch of disaster because it's light and, oh, actually, hang on, Peter. It's light and flaky and causes a big mess and blows around in the wind. And
Oh,
can
show
you
and tell.
see it?
Excellent.
Oh my gosh, look at this.
Okay.
So it creates a little bit of a hazard to the environment because it just sticks to everything, light and flaky, um, can bug tree root systems, that sort of stuff. So what we're doing is the stuff that has some good stuff in here, like ours. We are taking the gallium and rubidium, hopefully cesium, all of those kind of good things out of the mica and using it for things like your cell phones.
Cool. So tailings and slag have been sexy the last few years, right? Half the work is already done.
Well, there is that. Yes, it's definitely. I always look at it more from the environmental factor, but yeah, from the financial factor, it's also good because yes, it's definitely you don't have to drill
Somebody
it.
found it, somebody blasted it, somebody
Yeah,
mucked it, somebody hauled it to the surface. So you
clear.
already have the benefit of somebody else's labor.
Right. Somebody else's junk is my treasure.
So I heard earlier that you're looking to pull the good stuff out of mica. How did mica come to hold rubidium, gardenium, the good things that the world needs right now?
Well, I think it's always been holding it, and well, it's not all mica. Let's be clear on that. It's depending on the chemistry. We're next door to lithium mine, so we've got
Okay.
the yeah. So it's not in your backyard. Mica is going to have the right geochem that's going to have all the good stuff in it. So we're just lucky that we're have two projects that are next door to lithium deposits and yeah, so we have the good stuff at our mica, but yeah,
Is mica part of the granitic evolution that eventually leads to lithium?
I am not a geologist, so I am not the person to be asking about that. But from what I understand, from what people have told me over the years, is yeah, it just is like a crystallization that comes out when these pegmatites are formed. It's usually there's the country rock, and we've only focused on the mica. There is the metals in the country rock as well, like in the feldspar and everything. We have gallium, rubidium, that we've focused on the mica. One, because we have a lot of it. About 10% of our rock that we've been working with is mica.
Right.
And it's nice big like books that usually comes in like compressed like sheets kind of. So yeah, we even have downstairs. I have some drill core that's all just mica. It looks like mica coins almost, which is
And,
kind of
and
fun.
that's drilling the tailings, right?
No. This is drilling. We
That's
have a
new.
yeah. This is our new stuff that we have next door that we haven't done all of our drilling to get our resource on.
Okay,
But
sorry.
yeah, the tailings
I
already
have to follow
looks
along. When you say next door, do you mean next door to your property and you
next.
own it? Or you're
No,
next door to another well-known property?
yeah, we're next door to the Whabouchi lithium deposit, which is
Oh, okay.
owned by Investment-Québec, Nemaska Lithium, and Rio Tinto. So yeah,
They put a lot of money into that project.
they have, and it's permitted and ready to go into production now. So it's going to be
So
interesting to see what happens.
in the search for mining minerals, me tooology or hey, closeology is very, very important. We laugh about it, but it's true. So
Yeah.
who's your neighbor on the other side?
So on the other side, we have power metallic, the
Hmm.
Nisk. Yeah. So we also have, yeah, there's nickel running up in that area as well, with a bunch of other zinc and copper. That's all sorts of. It's a pretty enriched area. We've got great access. We've got the route north running through the project. We've got Hydro-Québec power station nearby. Yeah, it's a great area.
You say none of that with a French accent.
No, I'm clearly not French.
We'll have to work on Investissement Québec. We'll work
Yes,
on that.
yes.
So,
Sadly, I'm not French.
so here it is, middle of July. What are your plans for the summer? What are we going to see come September?
September, let's fingers crossed. I'm working hard trying to get all of the background preparation to get us our pilot project together so we can get going. We're wanting to start on we've already proved bench in the lab that we can remove the metals, but what we're wanting to do is on the pilot on a bigger scale with more material, pull out more metals so people can believe it can be done with larger volumes.
And you were using some interesting technology to pull the good stuff out of the host rock, right?
Not really, actually. No, it's kind of an older known method. We've been doing a lot of different tests. We would work with SGS, and now we've been working with UBC here in University of British Columbia. And we're working on trying to get higher recoveries of our rubidium. We were at 55% recovery before, but we're testing out various it's very like the old school. I don't know if you remember high school in your labs and you change this by 5 degrees, this by 5 degrees, and keep doing it and see what your returns are. But that's basically the kind of stuff that's happening at the lab out at UBC for
All
the
right. So,
last couple months.
so you're not greenfield. This isn't a property you flew with a helicopter, but you're not in development yet, or so you're not in production yet. So if
Correct.
flying in a helicopter is one and being in production is 10, where are you?
Being in production for our project is going to be a wow because, as you know, in Canada, it takes a long time to get permitted for all of these things, which is why we had kind of looked to find quicker access to larger amounts of mica, which is why we ended up talking. There's actually quite a few people we're talking with that have mica as waste. And we've also had people sending us mica from all over the world. Actually, we've had samples from India, from Madagascar, we have coming from Finland. It's been kind of interesting. People have been hearing about us and are sending us their mica to try out to see if we can use other people's waste as well.
But do you own your own mill?
No, we
So
don't.
then why, I'm curious, why would they send you their material if you're not going to process it at your own mill?
Well, we don't really need a mill. It's not like old school like copper gold. Basically what we're doing, it's in hydromet. So we're just putting it in a solution and pulling the metals out that way.
Oh, so other people want you to test to see whether their materials will work. And then I guess what do you do? Sell your process, license your process?
Yeah, that there's a lot of options of what could be done there. Yeah, we're trying to do everything like small scale, like modular systems and containers, so we can have them just set up at site everywhere. Is the end goal? What we'd like to do, just to make it so everyone can use it and yeah.
And where do the shares of the company trade?
We trade on the TSX Venture Exchange, on the OTCQB. We do have a listing in Frankfurt as well.
Okay. Well, look, how about you and I dial up in September? We'll track your summer progress. You know, I find the project interesting,
Yeah,
and the science in behind it. So let's stay in touch and let's talk in September.
sounds great.
Marcy from Quantum Critical just strengthened the management team. Looking forward to talking in September. Thank you.
Okay,
Bye.
thanks.